Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. It's a Tuesday. That means we have Tuesdays with Charlie. That is always fun. And I have a quote. You ever heard of a guy by the name of Gandhi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the quote is from him. It says, keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive because your behavior becomes your habits. Keep your habits positive because your habits become your values. Keep your values positive because your values become your destiny. That's a long quote.
That really is.
But I like it. So it just shows how things go from thoughts to words to behavior, to, what was the next one? Habits, to
we get it. We heard
values, and then, it just kind of makes it who you are. So be good. That's all. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
There are monthly subscriptions for razors and coffee and many other things, but this is the best monthly subscription ever. Ladies, listen up. Odiva has a monthly subscription for your monthly visitor. You know it's going to happen every month, and how many times have you been caught off guard? Odiva will send you a box discreetly each month with the products you want, with plans starting at less than $4 a month. Get a special offer right now at radiosavings.com, helping women prepare for their monthly visitor for less. Try it now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, March the 27th. Today is National Joe Day. Joe. I've got a brother by the name of Joe. I wonder if it is a cup of Joe. I wonder if that's what it is. I'll have to reach out to my brother and wish him a happy Joe Day. Also, National Spanish Paella Day. I'm not sure what that is. National American Diabetes Association Alert Day. National Education and Sharing Day. And it looks like that's it. That's everything that's on my calendar anyway. So I'm going to have to look into this whole National Joe Day. Mm-hmm. I know other Joes too. So if your name is Joe, happy Joe Day to you. If your name is not Joe, you may want to consider changing your name between now and next year at this time.
Just get a cup of coffee.
There you go. You could celebrate that way too. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on National Joe Day.
John and Heidi.
Sadly, more than 350 million people suffer from depression. Scientifically, your actual brain chemistry levels are affected. Now a breakthrough, safe and natural, non-prescription coffee product has been shown to help. It elevates levels of dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins in the brain, which makes you happier. Just by drinking this special cup of coffee, many reported elevated mood, feeling more connected, having greater energy, clarity, and focus. Try it for yourself at firstcupisfree.com. Get a free sample at firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs, but first, the FDA, that is the Federal
Drug Administration.
Yeah, there are those guys. My brain went blank for a second. I was going to say the DEA. I'm like, that's something different. The FDA plans to limit using flavors in tobacco. So here's what happened. They started this vaping thing. Mm-hmm. And there are companies that are going, hey, we've lost some customers. They're going to do this vaping. And these vaping people have all these different flavors. Mm-hmm. We should put flavors in our tobacco now. And now the FDA said, no, you shouldn't. Pretty much. That was. I'm sure it was a longer conversation than that. But it kind of boils down to them going, I don't think so.
Does that include my flavored cigars?
Well, it says the FDA plans to limit using flavors in tobacco. So I don't know what all that covers. I don't think they're going to say you can't make the stuff you're making now, but they're going to limit. Doesn't mean they're going to make it impossible. Just not going to let them do all the different fancy things that they want to do.
Just don't mess with my cigars.
Yeah, there you go. Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Anthony J. Morelico, a 25-year-old man from New Jersey, allowed the police to come into his apartment even though He had marijuana plants growing inside. Police were responding to a phone call from his girlfriend following an argument they had. Upon arrival, the police were able to walk right into the apartment because he invited them in. They heard consistent human cries. He opened the door and allowed the police inside, where they immediately detected a strong odor of raw marijuana. While inside, they discovered a number of electrical extension cords leading to a closet where there was a bunch of marijuana in plain view. In total, they discovered 7 plants, along with a lot of growing equipment. He was placed
a dummy.
under arrest, subsequently charged with possession of marijuana, 50 grams or more, distribution of controlled substance within 500 feet of a public park and within 1,000 feet of a school, distribution of marijuana over 1 ounce but less than 5 ounces, or less than 5 pounds rather, and possession of narcotic paraphernalia. So you got a lot of stuff.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, not good. That's a bad day for him. But that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. American Idol viewers are said to be upset that Katy Perry kissed a male contestant.
I saw that video.
She said he was uncomfortable about it, so he didn't want the kiss, but she kissed him. Now, I'm just saying, reverse the roles there.
All this Me Too movement.
Yeah, I'm just saying now,
it
reverse
doesn't
the
apply
roles. If
to
that was
men?
a male judge and
Yep.
a female contestant, that I just want to make sure we have the same outcry. Sequel Deadpool 2, I think is what it is. Is it called Deadpool 2?
I don't know
On
what
here
it's
just
called.
says
I
the
know it
sequel.
is the sequel.
It's not coming out till May, but another trailer is out, and I've got a link to that because it's kind of funny. Sex and the City star Cynthia Nixon has formally announced that she is running for governor of New York.
Really?
Yeah. And Kevin Hart is not. TMZ is reporting that Kevin Hart and his ex-wife threw their daughter an epic, quote, epic Black Panther birthday bash, end quote. So they're saying that apparently it was like the party of the century. Did you get the invite? Because I didn't get our invite.
It must have gotten lost.
Oh, I'm saying
in the mail.
Somehow they overlooked us again.
That's all right.
Like
Next year.
Like they always do. Everyone always does. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen on The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
You can go to college without student loans. Do you have a kid in 11th or 12th grade or in college? Let me save you time, energy, and most importantly, your hard-earned money. My name is Matthew Einstein, and I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Texas and my master's from Prescott College with no loans. And I was an all-around average student. Not only am I a living example, but I have 10 years of proven results, not guesswork. Take my first course for free that walks you through my journey by going to learnwithoutloans.com.
Now your scoop of the day, courtesy of firstcupisfree.com. A new study shows that grilling meat may raise the risk of high blood pressure. Well, that's what our problem is.
I don't think that's our problem.
Oh, okay. Well, there's just one more thing.
I thought grilled meat was super good for you.
I think it is. It tastes delicious, so I'm going to keep eating it. If that story said a new study shows eating grilled meat could kill you, I'd be like, well, said could. That's not what it said. It said a new study shows grilling meat may raise the risk of high blood pressure. So that's what it is. So I'm going to just have to go for a walk all the way to the grill or something. I'm not sure. If you're a woman who actually washes her brasiers every time you wear it, you might want to pay attention to this story. It says you're about to be liberated. Good Housekeeping Institute has announced that women only need to be washing their brasiers after they've been worn several times. Oxford Dictionary defines several as more than two, but not quite many. So
I was going to say how many
is several?
Many is
I don't know. Whatever you're doing, cut that in half. I'm just saying. My beautiful bride over here. I love you, dear. There, thanks. I'm like, that's been... It's never found its way to the hamper. I'm assuming that on laundry day, you just take it off and throw it in there. I think. I don't know. I'm not going to ask. Walmart has some new robots that roll around the store and scan an entire aisle in just 90 seconds. So it'll scan to see where there's things missing. Scans everything. 90 seconds later, they can spit out an order and say, this is what we need to refill this aisle. They conduct inventory as well as let human employees know how to fix mispriced or misplaced merchandise. 50 robots are being tested in various Walmarts around the US of A. The robots are 6 feet tall, and they capture 2 terabytes of data in 2 minutes. That's a lot of data in a little time. They use lasers and 2D cameras and 3D cameras to do their jobs. So there you go. I just want to let you know
Just
that's
another
happening.
job taken away from people, but that's all right. Whatever.
When I go to the stores that have the checkout lanes where you do it yourself, I don't use them. I use the one, I'll stand in line, and then I'll have them say, well, you could have done that one. I was like, quit telling me. I'm doing this because I want you to keep having a job. So I'm not telling other people not to do it. I see a lot of other people laughing at me because I'm standing in line. They're like, hey, you can come over here. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of that party. Nothing against it. You guys do what you want to do. I'm just saying, I want to keep giving people, people jobs, not
paychecks.
Like this here, this is a robot that's now going to be working. Robots don't take days off work, typically, unless they're in the shop getting fixed, hopefully by a person and not another robot. Kensington Palace said Thursday of last week that invitations for the wedding between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been sent out. About 600 people have been invited to the May nuptials. It's going to be May 19th at noon. You got our invitation for that one, Heidi?
I'm assuming it's with
be.
Kevin Hart.
It must be. I don't know what's going on. Nobody's getting their invitations to us. Somehow, this one here at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle, 600 have been invited. We'll just show up. I'm sure we're going to be on the list.
You know what? Then I'd have to wash my bra and buy a hat, and it'd be a whole thing.
Let me check your list again. What's the name again? John and Heidi. JOHNHEIDI. John and Heidi? No? All right. One last story here. Indiana State Police pulled over a 707 horsepower Dodge Challenger Hellcat for going more than twice the speed limit on a toll road last Tuesday, so 1 week ago. Driving at 160 miles per hour. The driver told the officer he was, quote, just trying to get to Maryland, end quote. Oh, well, then in that case,
then be on your way.
What kind of, that's not a good excuse. Why were you going so fast? I'm just trying to get to Maryland. Oh, okay. Any particular reason? Must be something good. What's going on in Maryland? It's going to do it for your scoop of the day, courtesy of firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Radio really works. That's a pretty bold statement, but it's true. If you advertise on the radio the right way, you'll see results. I've said for years, advertising costs money, but effective advertising makes money. The only difference between spending money and making money is that one word, effective. Let us help you make your advertising more effective. Learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. We do radio jingles and creative ads to help you get better results with the money you're already spending. Hear examples at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com. It's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie. He'll give us some golf. We talk each week and we learn fun stuff. Everyone loves him. He makes us laugh. Sometimes he's wrong, then he fires his staff. Get ready to learn some things. Here we go. It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie? Everything going well?
I'm doing great, yes.
And you've got some good stuff to teach us this week?
Every week I have good stuff for you.
All right.
But good stuff.
I trust that you've got something good. What are you gonna start with today?
In the United States, a pound of potato chips costs 200 times more than a pound of potatoes.
Wow, that is a lot more, isn't it?
And potatoes are pretty cheap.
They are.
Buy a 100-pound bag for like $3.
They're not quite
I
that
don't think
cheap.
they're quite that cheap, but
I think it's 10 pounds for like $3.
Well, I knew there's some pounds in there somewhere. You know that the average American spends 1/3 of their time online playing games and using social networks?
I wouldn't doubt that. I bet it's probably more than that nowadays.
Yeah, I was going to say a third. That seems low.
Some people spend more time. I think that's all they do.
Around here, it's like 80% of their time. Hey, then did you know each year 24,000 people are bit by rats?
Rats? No
Ew.
kidding. What are they doing hanging out with rats anyway? You're just asking to get bit.
That ain't right. Nobody should get bit by a rat.
No, steer clear of rats. This public service announcement from the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know that during a lifetime, a man will spend 3,350 hours removing 8.4 meters of stubble?
Like from when they're shaving, that kind of stubble?
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Wow.
It's a lot of shaving.
That's why you grow a beard, so you don't have to do that stuff.
I'll tell you, I kind of would like to, but I look goofy with a beard.
There's no way. No.
I look goofy without a beard, too, but I just look goofier with a beard.
Hey, then, did you know that only 10 to 20% of the population can wiggle their ears and raise one eyebrow?
Huh.
I can raise one eyebrow.
Can you
I don't
wiggle
think
your
I can
ears
wiggle my ears,
at
though.
the same time? My face is having a spasm right now while I try it.
And I know you're sitting there trying it, but it ain't working.
I can raise both eyebrows or my left eyebrow, but I can't raise my right on its own, apparently. We're all trying. Everybody that's listening right now is trying this too. So look at the cars next to you. If they're making funny faces, wave at them and give them the thumbs up because they're listening too.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
Looks like you're having a stroke behind the wheel. What is that?
Hey, New Jersey has a spoon museum that has over 5,400 spoons from across the world.
Wow, that's a lot of spoons.
But they're missing the main one.
Which one's that?
My spoon.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
You
Your
got a
soup
special spoon that you hide. And then, did you ever find it when you hid it so they wouldn't hide it on you?
Eventually I do.
Where did you find it?
Well, it's like I'm not telling you. I hide it.
Okay. He hides a spoon.
He hides it and then forgets his hiding spots.
Well, you ready for a question from us, Charlie?
Okay.
Let's see. An epidemic of laughing that lasted almost a year broke out in Tanzania. It was actually a different country back then. In 1962, several thousand people were affected across several villages. In addition to the laughing, there was also crying, fainting, rashes, and pain, and I don't see a question in here.
So you don't proofread your stuff like I do mine.
No, I don't have that kind
Taking
of time.
somebody's word for it.
I am. Okay, here we go. I got a better question, and it's actually a question.
That would be a good idea.
The Romans used this to whiten their teeth. What is it?
The Romans, back then, what they have for...
Horse pee.
used camel dung.
No, it was urine. The Romans used to
Close.
clean and whiten their teeth with urine. I don't think I'm going to try that anytime soon. I would rather not have white teeth than have urine teeth.
Yeah, really. That's disgusting.
3 out of 4 dentists recommend not to do this. And that fourth guy just hasn't read the question yet.
There you go.
Thank you so much for joining us, Charlie. It's always a pleasure. Have a great day.
Bye, Daddy.
We'll talk to you next week. Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Dueling is legal in Paraguay as long as both parties are what? I think we've talked about this. I think Tuesdays with Charlie. I think he told us this once.
As long as both parties are armed?
No, well, yes, that too, I'm sure. But as long as both parties are registered blood donors.
Oh.
So they go ahead and shoot each other. As long as you're donating blood, we're going to just take all your blood when you're done shooting each other. I'll do one more. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
All Major League Baseball umpires must wear black underwear on the job in case their pants split when they're crouched down like that.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't realize there was some sort
That
of
makes
rule.
sense,
but
though.
It does. That's a good rule. If I ever become an umpire in the major leagues, I'll be sure to follow that rule. It's a good one.
That's a good one. I like
Probably
it.
never become an umpire.
Probably not.
In the majors or the minors. Never really had an interest in that. I'm very sure.
You don't know the rule. You kind of have to know the rules to be an umpire.
Is he safe? I'm like, I don't know. What do you think? You feel like you were safe? We'll go with a yes on that one. Couple of fun facts right there, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
John and Heidi.
Sadly, more than 350 million people suffer from depression. Scientifically, your actual brain chemistry levels are affected. Now, a breakthrough, safe and natural, non-prescription coffee product has been shown to help. It elevates levels of dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins in the brain. which makes you happier. Just by drinking this special cup of coffee, many reported elevated mood, feeling more connected, having greater energy, clarity, and focus. Try it for yourself at firstcupisfree.com. Get a free sample at firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. If you've not yet had a chance to vote in the online poll, it's at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Let us know, should it stay or should it go? Heidi is rallying for it to go. I'm rallying for it to stay. Who do you like better, Heidi or John? I can tell from the early voting, you kind of like Heidi better. Here's the grandiloquent word of the day. Today's word is novitious. Novitious. What do you think novitious means? I'll spell it. Novitious. Novitious.
I don't know.
Newly invented, recent, or new. Having been made or come into being only a short time ago. Currently fashionable. So anything that is like, you know, a new trendy thing, that's very novitious. I love it. That's novitious. I'll use that word.
Kind of like innovative.
Kind of like innovative, but it's not. It's
So it'd be the
novitious.
same type of a thing.
Probably from the same root word, Heidi.
Probably.
It's the root word, Heidi. Good job. That's very novitious of you. Although I used it wrong there. I do want to use this one somehow. I'll find a way. Thanks for listening to the grandiloquent word of the day.
John and Heidi.
You can go to college without student loans. Do you have a kid in 11th or 12th grade or in college? Let me save you time, energy, and most importantly, your hard-earned money. My name is Matthew Einstone, and I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Texas and my master's from Prescott College with no loans. And I was an all-around average student. Not only am I a living example, but I have 10 years of proven results, not guesswork. Take my first course for free that walks you through my journey by going to learnwithoutloans.com.
Now, some weird news for you on this Tuesday. 62-year-old Dolores Graham of Osceola, Florida, faces charges of burglary in an unoccupied structure and felony criminal mischief after she broke into a car to take a nap and then set it on fire and then couldn't unlock the door to escape.
Oh.
Yeah. According to a post
that wasn't
on
very
the
smart.
sheriff's office Facebook page, they responded to a dealership last Saturday. There was something a little suspicious. There was a 62-year-old woman locked inside of a car that was for sale on the lot. The woman, later identified as Dolores Graham, told deputies she went inside to sleep, but somehow locked herself in. She then tossed a cigarette under the front seat of the car, which
What an idiot.
caught the entire car on fire. She was unable to unlock the doors, so she tried to smash out the front window with her hands and feet. When the sergeant arrived on the scene, he was able to get her to press the unlock button, which is all it was going to take. He removed her from the burning vehicle, and a fire extinguisher was then used to put out the fire. So, there you go.
Wow.
I've heard of being locked out of a vehicle, but
never locked in.
Locked in a vehicle. You just hit that unlock button right there. See the one that says unlock?
That's crazy.
Push that. She had to be on something, don't you think?
She must have
It
been.
didn't mention it, so that's why it ended up here instead of in our brain on drugs. But this is definitely a little bit of weird news. Now, today's moment of duh, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com. 55-year-old Florida man by the name of Scott Wegner was arrested after he allegedly concocted a homemade bomb and tried to kill another man's chickens with it.
Oh.
Wegner, nicknamed Spider, by the way, that's his nickname, because, you know, that's a pretty good nickname. If he hadn't already taken that one, I might have probably used it. Call me Spider from now on, Heidi.
Sure.
Okay, don't really do that. Anyway, they had been arguing, he and the other man, and the argument with the other man was over a BB gun. So again, 55-year-old man. So you know, if they're arguing over a BB gun, and that's all they have going on, not a lot going on. Police say then he went home and built an improvised explosive device, also known as an IED. Here's what he used. A Canadian Mist bottle, that's whiskey.
Okay.
Pyrex, some sort of gunpowder, sand, and a cannon fuse. So do you just have that kind of stuff laying around the house? Did this require a trip to the store? Just kind of wondering. I don't know exactly what's going on. He used all this stuff. He used it intending to kill the neighbor's chickens. He was formally charged with possession or discharge of a destructive device. It says it exploded, but it doesn't sound like it killed any of the chickens. He intended to, though. So, bad idea. That is definitely today's moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
One more weird news story for you, Heidi. This is courtesy of firstcupisfree.com. 15-year-old boy from Argentina pretended to be kidnapped because he didn't want his dad to know that he failed an exam.
Oh, boy.
He made up a story about being taken away by two men, and then he said that he escaped by jumping out of a moving car, and he actually took a bus, traveled around town, and showed up a few days later without a scratch, and he got caught. Again,
Well, how's that going to keep his dad from finding out what grade he got? It's
I
not
don't
like
know.
the teachers would have been like, oh, we'll just give him a pass on that because he got kidnapped.
he got kidnapped. So his dad, I'm sure,
It
first
doesn't
thing,
void your grades.
he's like, I'm so glad you're finally home safe. I'm so glad you're here. By the way, how'd you do on the test the other day? Let's not talk about that. Dad, I was kidnapped. Do you remember the whole jumping out of the moving vehicle thing? I know you don't see any scratches on me because I'm apparently a good jumper and roller. I'm not sure why I didn't think to scratch myself or something. Again, he's 15. I did some silly things at 15, but nothing that silly.
No.
No. We've got some good news coming your way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. This is just a really neat story. Brought to you by Odiva, the monthly subscription service for Ladies Monthly Visitor. All the details at radiosavings.com. An anonymous bus driver in Canada is making the world a better place. A couple of years ago, she noticed a stray dog near one of his... I'm sorry, it says... Does it say she? Yeah. And then it says on one of his. So, I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. We'll just say, because it says here, a couple of years ago, she noticed a stray dog near one of his rural bus stops. Okay. Later on, when she saw the dog on the road, she threw him some food. Since then, it has become a habit. Every day during her tour, I'm assuming it's a she now, she stops briefly to give the stray dog a bag full of good things. The animal sits patiently on the side of the road, happily wagging its tail, waiting for the bus to arrive. And when the door opens, he takes the food and leaves immediately, running to enjoy his meal. And I watched the video. It is adorable. And I've got a link to the video on our Facebook page. And I wonder, I'm going to change that, and I'm going to see... wonder why. Stray dog. I'm going to just say her. I'm going to fix that. I've got a link to it on our Facebook page. I'll fix it there as well. I think it's really cool. That's good news. That's really neat. It's adorable because she doesn't have to do that. But she takes like a bag of dog food, and it just, in the video, it's just like a little bag of like kibbles and bits or whatever, just kind of dry dog food. And it's in like a little Ziploc bag. Opens the door, drops it down on the step. The dog reaches in, grabs it, and then takes off running, and doesn't sit right there and eat it. So I wonder if this dog is going back to feed others too,
Like to feed puppies.
Absolutely
or
could
something.
be. I don't know. Just a really cool video.
Oh, that's really
I've
sad.
got a
She
link to
should
that.
find out where it goes and make sure it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. If you want to see that video, or if you've got good news to share for like an upcoming episode, you can share that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. I know we're starting to feel like spring, and spring is a big home improvement time, and there's a lot of folks that want to get things all spiffied up and ready before summer gets here. And we've got on the line with us from Lightstream, the Senior Vice President, Kristen Schaff. Kristen, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good. Now, your team is working to help people make those home improvements a little bit easier. You kind of help with the financing, is that right?
We do. We provide unsecured home improvement loan financing for people.
Now, what are some of the hot trends that you guys are seeing when people are reaching out right now? What are they wanting to have done this year?
Well, for 5 years in a row, we've seen outdoor projects come to the top of the list. So things like pools, decks, patios, and hardscaping, that's been at the top of the list for 5 years now. Behind that, we see bathrooms, kitchens, and other kind of various home repairs falling in after that.
Now, you guys do a survey each year, and what are some of the big findings that are jumping out on that survey for 2018?
Each year we ask Harris Poll to survey homeowners to see what they've got planned for the next year when it comes to home improvements. This year, we're seeing homeowners are actively investing in their homes. 58% of people intend to do a project this coming year. So if you're a homeowner, chances are you're planning to do something. We are seeing a trend in staying, renovating in order to stay in the home, age in place, or stay in the home longer. For the last 5 years, we've seen the number of people renovating to sell drop. It's at its lowest in 5 years. About 7% are renovating to sell. So staying in the home is the trend. We're seeing significant intent in spending more and doing more with projects. So 45% of people are saying they're going to spend $5,000 or more this year, and that's the highest we've seen in the last 5 years. We're seeing that in our business as well. Our business is reflecting that same trend. So in 2018, Lightstream home improvement loans are up 22% year-to-date over 2017, which is, of course, exciting for us, and we're excited to be helping people bring their home improvement dreams to life.
Very cool. Now, are there any game changers on how people are planning to pay for all these renovations?
A couple things that we've seen. One is that people are starting the savings to fund as much of the project as they can, which is a great place to start. Credit cards are coming in as a supplemental way to extend the project as well, although if you're a millennial, you're much less likely to use a credit card this year than last year. Home improvement loans, like the Lightstream Home Improvement Loan, are growing in popularity. So we see a 29% increase in intent to use a loan such as that. And if you're a millennial, that increase is about 54%. You're 54% more likely to consider a home improvement loan. And finally, people are, 2/3 of people surveyed are actually expressing an interest in doing some of the work themselves to make the project a reality and to accomplish more.
That's awesome. Now, since Lightstream, this is kind of what you guys do you have any tips on how to save money when you're financing a project like this?
Yeah, a couple tips. Certainly, and I just went through a home improvement project myself, so I absolutely took a dose of my own medicine on this one. Setting a budget, we say it over and over, and it's extremely common sense, but you can't underscore it enough. Set your budget. Resist the temptation to add stuff along the way. There will be many temptations to upgrade this or add that, and it adds significant cost to your budget. Have a little cushion for the unexpected in your budget as well. You have to plan for the unexpected. And then do your homework when it comes to all of the different ways that you can finance your project, because there's not a one-size-fits-all answer. It depends on your unique situation and what's good for you. Savings is a great place to start for everybody. It's a prudent place to start. But if you want to accomplish more than maybe what your savings will allow when you're doing a project, there's a lot of great options. Credit cards are great for smaller projects that you might be able to pay off sooner. They can get a little expensive for bigger balances over a longer period of time. If you're trying to do something a little bigger, a home equity line can be a great way to do that. If you have some time to go through the process, you can borrow against the equity in your house. Unsecured loans like the Lightstream Home Improvement Loan are a great option. We've got rates as low as 4.99% APR, and there's no fees on home improvement loans like that. And you can have terms up to 144 months, so that might allow you to take on a bigger project at a more affordable kind of monthly rate over a longer period of time. You can have your funds in your account as soon as the same day. So if speed is important to you, that could be a great option as well.
That's awesome. If people would like to get more information on what you folks do at Lightstream, how do they find you online?
They can go to lightstream.com/annual Home-Improvement to learn more about the loans that we offer as well as the results of our survey.
Again, lightstream.com, L-I-G-H-T, stream.com. And again, thank you so much for taking time to chat with us today, Kristen.
Thank you.
And this is something that I know this time of year, a lot of folks making these changes. We just had a big home show in our area not too long ago, and one of the big things that people are looking at there is all these great changes, but then you always have to think, how do I pay for that? So this could be the answer. Again, all the details at lightstream.com. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.